Hey everyone, it's Andy. Today we're going to be diving into the new Tal-Rey's Tomb boss fight in Vesteria. As one of the first few teams to ever beat the dungeon, I feel qualified to share my team's strategies and techniques we use to complete the dungeon. This is probably one of the toughest and most mechanically intense encounters in the game right now. Tal-Rey isn't just some tanky damage sponge, he's got phases, white mechanics, and attacks that punish sloppy positioning and poor coordination.
He's on cooldown.
Move.
My healing is on cooldown too. Oh my god!
Beating him isn't just for bragging rights either. Once you take him down, you'll gain access to the Hollow Shop, where you can spend your hard-earned Hollow coins on powerful new gear, or even gamble for the rare Hollow-themed items. Whether you're a seasoned raider or just stepping into endgame, this guy will walk you through everything you need to know to survive and win. Let's get into it. Alright, the first thing you guys gotta know about the boss fight is about team composition. This is the most essential and crucial part to winning the dungeon. First off, I'd go 2 clerics. The clerics are the most important part of the boss fight, being able to revive players if dead. Your whole run depends on if a cleric is alive. Healing and reviving is essential in every phase. Tal-Rey's mechanics are punishing, and if someone goes down without a cleric nearby, it can be a quick snowball. Alright, for the next member of your team, either pick a knight or a songweaver. A knight is especially useful for taunting and adds managing aggro, while songweaver can boost a team's survivability and damage output with support abilities. The rest of your team should be composed of DPS. Fill the rest of your team with DPS classes. Burst damage is crucial, especially during the damage checks and brief vulnerability windows. Classes like Assassin, Berserker, or even Warlock can really shine here. Just make sure their melee DPS is high, and watch their positioning closely to avoid getting caught in the corpse explosions or AoEs. This optimal comp gives you the sustain, control, and firepower you'll need to handle Tal-Rey's multiple phase chaos. When it comes to gearing up for Tal-Rey's Tomb, stacking warding through the right items is crucial, especially for surviving those high damage magic attacks. Some of the best warding gear includes the monk robes right here. This gives a whopping 15% warding. The arcane armor, if you don't have the monk robes, it also gives a good 10% warding and a lot of HP and defense. Or the arcane greaves, which give 5% warding. And if you're a knight, you can use a shield like the ornate shield for the perk and the 10% warding, or the crustacean shield with the whopping 25% warding. So yeah, definitely do not overlook the warding stat when it comes to this fight. Once you get into the dungeon, the first room you'll face is packed with mummies and a giant stingtail. These enemies aren't too tough, clear them out quickly and move on. This first room is mostly just a warm-up. In the second room, you'll be up against the mini-boss, Tal-Rey the Buried. If you have a range attacks, you can easily kite and damage him from a distance. Melee classes just have to play it safe and dodge when needed. As long as you stay alert, this mini-boss shouldn't be too much of a problem, so get through with it quickly. After defeating Tal-Rey, the path forward is locked. You'll need to locate pressure plates in the nearby rooms to open the next door. Keep an eye out. Some of the plates are hidden behind enemies or objects. There's also a minigame in the area that when completed rewards hollow coins, so be sure to grab that if you want some extra currency before the big fight. Next comes the mask puzzles. You'll need to collect 4 masks to unlock the next door. The green, the yellow, and the red masks all involve parkour challenges, so it's best you have the most mobile teammate, like an assassin. For the blue mask, you'll head out into the desert area. Here you'll need to lure a giant dustworm into eating explosive cacti. Once it does, you'll get the mask. After collecting all 4 masks, you'll be able to unlock the door into the final chamber before the boss. In this last pre-boss room, you'll have to defeat 2 powerful mini-bosses. They hit really hard, so don't underestimate them. But with solid teamwork and good positioning, you should be able to take them down without too much trouble. Once they're defeated, it's time to face Tal-Rey. You've done it. You made it to Tal-Rey. But now comes the hard part, the actual fight. This isn't just any other boss. Tal-Rey is packed with brutal mechanics, phase shifts, and punishing team wipe potential. If you're not prepared for managing your positions to reacting to high stakes mechanics, you will lose. The first thing, and probably one of the most important tips for this fight, is to pay attention to what Tal-Rey says above his head. His dialogue directly correlates to his moves he's about to use. If you learn to read his cues, you'll be able to prepare and react before the attacks even begins, whether it's a warning for supernova, scattering doom, or a harsh sun. Staying alert to his phrases can literally save your life and your team's. Alright, let's dive into his movesets and phases. Tal-Rey starts the fight at 3.3 million HP. At the very beginning, your team should use this window to deal 300k damage to him, and then he'll become invulnerable. Once Tal-Rey reaches 3 million HP, he enters a protected state, where he becomes invulnerable to all attacks. To progress, you'll need to defeat giants that spawn in the middle of the arena. Tip 1. Have your knight and 1 DPS focus the giants in the middle. If the giant isn't a scarab, the knight can lure it into the lava pits around the arena for an instant kill, giving everyone the buff. Ranged classes and the rest of the team should avoid unnecessary damage from the giant and focus solely on damaging the boss. Okay, at 2.3 million HP, Tal-Rey re-enters the fight and phase 2 officially begins. This phase is chaotic and deadly, with multiple new mechanics and constant danger. One thing I forgot to mention is that Tal-Rey heals 300k HP on every player's death, and the player's corpses will also explode, so melee DPS must be ready to back out when they're low. However, he won't heal past his current phase cap, so in phase 2, his max HP will remain at 2.3 million HP. Watch for these attacks. Scattering Doom. A sun symbol will appear under your feet. It grows then explodes. Run out of it as fast as you can. Do not group up, as other players' explosions can kill teammates. Warriors, use your parry to mitigate the damage. His next move is Harsh Sun. Tal-Rey charges up a blazing orb in the center that melts HP if you're exposed. Hide behind the stone pillars to reduce damage. You'll still take some, but it's survivable if you're positioned correctly. He has an insta-kill move called Supernova. Tal-Rey's deadliest move. He summons a massive insta-kill nuke in the center of the arena. His crystals spawn randomly across the map. You'll have 15 seconds to hide in one of these before the explosion. Prioritize crystals for clerics and slower classes. If you're a high mobility class like assassin, head to a farther crystal so your teammates can get the closer ones. After the supernova, Tal-Rey becomes completely vulnerable for a short time. Use this DPS window to its fullest. Crashing Sun. This is a smaller targeted attack. Tal-Rey drops a miniature sun on the player's head. It's dodgeable and not a one-shot, but it can be lethal if you're already hurt. Keep moving. When Tal-Rey reaches 1.3 million HP, Tal-Rey enters his final phase. He'll spawn crystals around the arena, and this becomes the DPS check for your entire party. A progress bar appears in the corner. If it reaches 100% before all the crystals are destroyed, you're cooked. You lose. Knights should taunt Tal-Rey and tank him while everyone else focuses on destroying the crystals. Revive fallen teammates before the phase starts. This is the hardest part of the fight in my opinion, and it requires every class working together. Once crystals are broken, Tal-Rey is permanently vulnerable for the rest of the fight. He now adds 2 more mechanics. Arena Destruction. He'll throw giant chunks of the map at players. Just watch carefully and dodge them. Hexa Shield. A glowing shield that blocks all ranged attacks. Ranged DPS should wait it out till it stops, and melee DPS go all in and give it everything you've got. At this point, it's a matter of staying focused. Don't get greedy, avoid the falling debris, and keep up the pressure. And there you have it. That's everything I can give you tips-wise. Now that you've beaten Tal-Rey, you can access the Hollow Rooms, where you can purchase powerful Hollow gear with Hollow coins, or gamble for rare loot. The Hollow gear you can get from Tal-Rey's tomb is insanely powerful, some of the best gear in the game right now. That's why I highly recommend getting at least 300 Hollow tokens before even thinking on taking on Tal-Rey. Not only will you be able to purchase the guaranteed pieces of gear from the Hollow shop, you can also use the gambling machine to get whatever random Hollow gear you want. It's not just about beating Tal-Rey, it's about being ready to farm him efficiently, and the grind for sure is worth it. Well, and that wraps up the full breakdown of the Tal-Rey's tomb boss fight. Hopefully this guide helps you and your team survive and master the mechanics, and secure some powerful Hollow gear. If you made it this far and found the video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm really trying to hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year, and every bit of support means a ton. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.